Time for the business now on France 24. A US congressional report showing how some car manufacturers are having trouble cutting ties with a supplier accused of using forced labour. Charles Pellegrin is going to trump Trump by telling us all about it.
A much more serious story this. The investigation released on Monday says that BMW, Jaguar, Land Rover and Volkswagen all used components from a Chinese company that is banned in the United States over alleged forced labor ties. The report says as many as 8,000 Mini Coopers were imported by BMW into the country with parts from that supplier and continued to import these products until at least April of this year, even after being notified by an intermediary supplier of the banned components. BMW now says it has taken steps to halt the importation of affected products and will be conducting a service action with customers and dealers. Volkswagen and Jaguar Land Rover also say they have halted shipments.
So tell us more then about this supplier, Charles, why it's been banned in the US.
Well, the supplier is named in the report is Sichuan Jingweida Technology Group. It produces electronic car components known as land transformers, which help with high-speed data transmission. And back in 2023, the firm was added to a U.S. blacklist of Chinese firms that are accused of participating in business practices that target the members of persecuted minorities. Well, this is based on a law passed in 2021, the U.S. Congress, which passed the Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act, which bans the imports of all goods from Xinjiang unless companies can prove that production did not involve forced labor. As a reminder, Beijing has been accused of incarcerating over 1 million Uyghur, Muslim, and other minorities in the western region of Xinjiang and using some of these people as a source of forced labor. Beijing denies this, and on its website, Sichuan Jingweida Tech says, quote, "Our company takes protecting labor, respecting human rights as its social responsibility policy."
And it underlines, of course, the difficulty in enforcing the ban on products from Xinjiang imposed in 2021.
And that was the conclusion drawn by Democratic Senator Ron Wyden, who is the chair of the Finance Committee that published the investigation that lasted over 2 years. He said automakers are sticking their heads in the sand and then swearing they can't find any forced labor in their supply chains. Automakers' self-policing is clearly not doing the job. I'm calling on Custom and Border Protection to take a number of specific steps to supercharge enforcement and crack down on companies that fuel the shameful use of forced labor in China.
Now, here in France, it could be difficult for me and Charles to get home later on, although I do get on a bike, so it'll be all right for me. But commuters in the Paris region are likely having a rough time today. That's because staff for the SNCF National Railway Company have launched a strike affecting suburban lines.
They're walking off the job to demand a bonus for working during the Paris Summer Games. Police unions have already won Olympics bonuses, as well as Paris Metro workers. They're among the many French sectors demanding special compensation for working during the country's sacred summer holiday season. And Brian Quinn and our colleagues at France Télévisions have this report.
At this train station near the Chateau de Versailles, no service Tuesday, as across the Paris region, workers for the SNCF National Rail Company go on strike. Rail workers are demanding special Olympics bonuses that have already been approved for other sectors. Police officers working this summer will get up to 1,900 euros pre-tax, as will garbage collectors. Metro drivers will collect up to 2,500 euros in bonuses, as will hospital doctors. SNCF staff working the Paris region's commuter rail lines seeking the same bonus as their colleagues in the metro.
We won't accept less. So far, they're offering nothing. So yes, we're ready to go as far as striking during the Olympic Games.
It's not just the SNCF. Firefighters too are demanding an Olympics bonus. They went on strike last week. Paris airport workers are also striking Tuesday, though their walkout isn't expected to affect flight traffic. With less than 70 days to go before the opening ceremony, unions are flexing their muscles, especially in public services and state-owned companies.
Strike notices have been submitted. Clearly, unions are putting pressure on the government. They're saying, Mr. Minister, everything will go fine. You just need to spend some money.
SNCF executives say negotiations are ongoing.
Now, straight on to a look at the markets then, Charles.
In Europe this morning, we're seeing stocks slide at the open with momentum from the tech gains that we saw on Wall Street overnight, leaving way to more uncertainty over the direction of interest rates. As you can see, the CAC 40 here in Paris leading the losses in the region down 0.4%.
Charles, thanks very much. Charles Pellegrin with the business news.